Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Namaste. We saw up to the first benedictory verse in the previous part. Now the Dandakam portion starts with this second verse. This second verse has 4 sentences. The first sentence is Jaya Jaya Jagadeka Matar. May the sole mother of the worlds, the unique creatrix of the cosmos, triumph, be victorious. Jaya Jaya Jagadeka Matar. Then the next second sentence is a long one. Namaschandra Chudendra Sopendra Patmodbhavoshnam Shushitam Shushikhi Pavana Yamadhanada Dhanujendra Pati Varuna Pramukha Sakala Sura Mukuta Mani Nichaya Kara Nikara Parijanita Pura Vividha Ruchi Ruchira Kusumachaya Buddhi Lubdha Brahmat Brahmara Mala Ninada Anugata Manju Shinjana Manjirakala Kanakamaya Kinkini Kwanayan Nrityaduddama Nibhrutapada Lalita Kinkara Lankruta Suchankramana Lile Sulile. Don't get baffled. Without much strain and stress, we shall try to understand the meaning as smoothly as possible. As I mentioned earlier, the distinctiveness or the peculiarity of Dandakam poetry is that the sentences are too long and therefore explaining the meaning in parts would give no sense. Yet that is the only way to explain the meaning of the words. So I shall give the meaning of the words or part sentences first and the consolidated meaning at the end of each verse. And also you will notice that the verses have irregular lengths, some very long with a lot of adjectives and epithets and some very short. Here this is a long sentence which is begun with the salutation Namaha. I pay my obeisance to you, Divine Mother, Sri Tripura Devi. Describing her unique attributes and greatness, she is addressed as Suchankramana Lile, Sulile. First we shall take up Sulile, meaning, O Devi who has a special sport. What is that special sport? Leela. Creating, sustaining and withdrawing the universe is the Leela of Parashakti, the supreme goddess who is one with the supreme Shiva, Shiva Shakti Aikya Rupini. Then Suchankramana Lile, the one who has dance as her pastime. Also Chankramana means dancing in circulatory movements. How is she dancing? Nritya Duddama Nibhrutapada Chankramanam. Dancing in slow and graceful cadence with free and floating movements of the feet. Pada means feet. Nibhruta Pada Suchankramana Leela. And those feet are embellished by the pious and attentive gods, Devas, who remain close to those feet. Lalita Kinkara Lankruta. And some sweet sound is generated. What is that? Kala Kanakamaya Kinkini Kwanayan. The jingling sounds coming from the golden bells, trinkets on her Manju Shinjana Manjira, beautiful wiggling anklets. And that jingling sounds of her anklets resemble something. Ninada Anugata. Anugata means identical or resembling. Resembling what? Buddhi Lubdha Brahmat Brahmara Mala Ninada. Brahmara Mala Ninada, the buzzing and humming sound produced by the row of hovering bees. Buddhi Lubdha Brahmat Brahmara means confused, baffled or misled bees. How or why are they misled? Mani nichaya kara nikara parijanita. They mistook the varied effulgence beaming from the precious gems to be Pura Vividha Ruchi Ruchira Kusumachaya, a bunch of flowers with multifarious hue. What are these precious gems? Sakala Sura Mukuta, embedded in the diadems of all these gods who are Lalita Kinkara, pious and attentive at her feet. And finally, who are these gods who attentively bow their heads at the feet of the Divine Mother? That list is given. They are Chandrachuda, Indra, Sa Upendra, Padmodbhava, Ushnamshu, Shitamshu, Shikhi, Pavana, Yama, Dhanada, Dhanujendrapati, Varuna, Pramukha. Chandrachuda, that is Shiva, who is adorned with the crescent moon on his head. Indra, who is the chief of gods. Sa Upendra, literally meaning along with Vishnu. Vishnu is called Upendra because he is the younger brother of Indra. The parents of Indra are Aditi and Kashyapa Prajapati, who are in fact the parents of all the Devas. In the Vamana Avatara, Lord Vishnu took birth as the son of Aditi and Kashyapa, and that is how he becomes the younger brother of Indra, Sa Upendra. Then Padmodbhava, the lotus born, that is Brahma. Ushnamshu, Ushnamshu is sun, Surya. Ushnamshu means the one who has hot rays. Then Shitamshu, one who has cool rays, that is moon, Chandra. Shikhi, the one who has Shikha, flame, that is the god of fire, Agni Deva. Pavana, wind god, Vayu Deva. Yama, the god of death. Dhanada, that is Kubera, the god of wealth. Dhanujendrapati is Niruti, who is one of the guardians of the 8 directions, one of the Ashtadik Palakas. Niruti is the protector of southwest direction. Actually, the other gods mentioned here, Indra, Agni, Yama, Varuna, Vayu, are also guardians of different directions belonging to the Ashtadik Palaka group. Then Varuna, who is the god of rains. Pramukha means the other gods who are left out, that is including the other gods. So, the consolidated meaning of this sentence goes like this. I worship you, Goddess Shri Tripura Devi, who revels in the play of creation, sustenance and destruction of the universe, and also in a playful dance in slow cadence with smooth movements of the feet, shaking the lovely anklets and making melodious sounds akin to the harmonic buzzing sounds of the intoxicated bees, which, misdeeming the bright hue of gems to be the colorful bunch of flowers, hover around the gem-studded crowns of the pious and attentive Devas, the triple gods Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva, and the Dikpalakas like Indra and others who are obediently bowing their heads at your feet. The melodious and steady humming sound of the bees is called Rinkara in Sanskrit. Here, it is also symbolic of the tranquilizing mystic sound of Hrimkara, that is the tone of Hrim Bija of the Divine Mother. Now the third sentence of the second verse. Sthalambhoja nibhacharana nakharatna kandi chalena haranayana havyashana pratikrutananga vijaya shriya Asau bhavatya bhava iva sharanagataha padamule samalina iva lakshyate sulakshyate. Haranayana havyashana pratikruta ananga vijaya shriya. You are the gift of success or the pride of success, Vijaya Shri, to Ananga, that is Manmatha or Cupid, who was once crushed by the Haranayana Havyashana, that is the fire of Shiva's third eye. Havyashana is fire. Ashana means food. For whom the Havis or the ghee offering is the food, he is Havyashana, that is Agni. The story is that the Divine Mother gave life to Manmatha, who was burned to ashes by Shiva earlier. So, Manmatha is a kind of Shakti's sign of success, Vijaya Shrihi. So, Haranayana Havyashana Pratikruta Ananga Vijaya Shrihi is an epithet of the goddess. Asau Bhavatya Padamule Samalina. Keeping himself very close to the feet of yours, Bhavaha Sharanagataha Iva Alakshyate. Bhavaha, that is Shiva, appears to have surrendered at your feet. Nakharatna Kandi Chalena, so that his divine radiance appears like the luster of the gem-like nails of Sthalambhoja Nibhacharana, of your feet that have the reddish radiance of hibiscus flower. Sthalambhojam is the Japakusumam flower, that is hibiscus. Or in another sense, Sthala means floor, Ambhojam means the one born in water, that is lotus. So, Sthalambhoja Nibhacharana can also mean that the dancing feet of the goddess appear like lotuses blooming on the floor at different spots wherever the feet move. So, the meaning of this sentence is that you are the power of victory of Manmatha, that is Cupid, who was once repressed by the fire of Shiva's eye, and that Lord Shiva himself appears to have surrendered at your feet with his head so close to your feet, so that his divine radiance appears like the luster of the gem-like nails of your lotus feet, or the feet which are reddish like hibiscus flower. It also means that the luster of her toenails is equivalent to Shiva Tejas, that is Shiva's radiance. And Sulakshyate, O Devi, you become visible in the deep meditation of sincere and serious devotees. Then the fourth and the last sentence of the second verse. Lalita Lavanya Taru Kandali Subhaga Janghalate Chillate. This is the description of Devi's legs. Jangha, that is from ankle to knee. Subhaga Janghalate, the one who has impeccable or exquisite legs, which are Lalita Lavanya Taru Kandali, like the tender shoots of the tree called delicate elegance. That is, if the loveliness and elegance assume the form of a tree, then Devi's legs are like its tender shoots. Then Chillate, that is Chitlate, the creeper of pure and transcendent knowledge, Shuddha Jnana. O Devi, who is the wine of divine Shuddha Jnana, your legs are like the tender shoots of the tree form of elegance and grace. Next is the description of thighs. That is the first sentence of the third verse. Galita Kaladhauta prabhorudyute sudyute. Kaladhautam means gold. Kaladhauta prabha means the brightness or shine of gold. And Galita means expelled. Uru means thigh. Urudyutihi means the luster of the thighs. So the meaning is, O Devi, the luster of your thighs has expelled or dimmed the brightness of gold. Sudyute, who is the embodiment of brilliance, that is Swayam Prakasha Swarupa, self-effulgence of pure knowledge. Next is the description of the waist, the second sentence of the third verse. Vidyududyota manikya bandhojvalanargha kanchi kalapanusamyamita sunidamba bimbasthale susthale. Sunidamba bimbasthale. O goddess, who has a round and well-shaped waist, on which Ujjvala Anargha Kanchi Kalapa Anusamyamita, a gleaming and extraordinary Ujjvala Anargha waist belt is tied. Kanchi Kalapa is waist belt. Vidyududyota Manikya Bandha, which is studded with rubies which are flashing like lightning. That is, O goddess, who has a perfectly shaped waist on which a resplendent, precious waistband studded with rubies that sparkle like lightning is tied. Then susthale. Sthalam means realm or domain. Susthala means well cared or well controlled domain, the one who has all the universes under her holding or charge. Susthale. Since she is the creator of the universe, she has absolute right over them. So she is Susthala. Rest of the verses we shall see in the next part. Till then, Namaste.